another episode of Savage Time TV. It's your host, AB Brisley, and today we have special guest Sydney Graham with us today. How you doing?
I'm awesome.
You doing
awesome,
good?
yes.
Let's step right into it. First off, thank you for letting me interview you.
No
Thank
problem.
you for the opportunity. But for everybody that doesn't know, could you just start us off telling us about yourself? Like, where are you from?
I'm from Philly, so I moved from Philly when I was 4, and I grew up in Willow Grove from 4 to 18. And yeah, so I'm like a suburban city girl, you know.
Okay. And how was it like? How was it like growing up there in Willow Grove?
It was different. I feel like it was different because, like, honestly, for me, that was my first time being in a predominantly white school. So being in a predominantly white school from 5 to 18, I feel like it changed my dynamic. Like, I needed to go to a HBCU. So, like, I needed that experience for sure. So, yeah, it was different. It was different growing up with, like, I was, like, the only black in my class. Like, literally, I was, like, probably one or two of us. And in the total, like, of my 2013 class, my bad, it was probably, like, 20 of us.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you were definitely up there. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that influenced you, like you said, it probably influenced you in the business world.
Of course.
Would you say that time around, like you said, growing up in predominantly white school, do you think that made you more versatile?
Of course. I feel like I'm able to, like, switch off. Like, I can, like, be two people. So it works in a sense because I feel like, you know, I have these two personalities that I can mix best of both worlds.
Like they call it. I know some people call it code switching sometimes. Like when you pick up the phone and you gotta, do what you gotta do.
Code switching.
Yeah, it's called code switching.
Code switching.
I know what you mean because I remember we were talking about off air just about like when I was in the military. It's the same thing. Like you got to be a certain way sometimes, for certain people. Because, not even like certain people just culture is different, mannerisms different.
Exactly.
It's just you got to be able to adapt. And I think that's a sign of intelligence for one. And I think it's a sign of, being able to be creative and be able to think on your feet.
Yeah, maneuver, right. Of course, like pivot. So, yeah, I agree.
And you're a studio owner, fashion designer, you model, you have a restaurant that I saw.
Yes.
You're just a serial entrepreneur. What would you say, why does working for yourself motivate you so much?
Honestly, I feel like it's because it gives me like a thrill. Like I can't, like, working for other people, it doesn't satisfy me. I feel like, I'm all about like my money for sure, and I'm all about just, of course. And like now it more so, even beyond the bag, it's more so like passion driven. Like, I want to be able to build my own empire, like, I want to be able to create a legacy for my family and, like, and other families. So I feel like that's, like, the most important thing for me.
Okay. And we were talking about you building, like, for your family, like your mom does. We're going to talk about her a little later.
Okay.
I just wanted to give her a quick little shout out. When did you know that being your own boss was going to be your life choice and your goal? When did that happen for you?
Ooh, I feel like I've been in the industry, like, so just watching my parents, I already knew I was going to be an entrepreneur. Just seeing them and, like, their successes and, like, everything that they've done, I already knew that this was going to be me. Like, it's something that I always wanted to do, and it's something that just drives me. Like, every day I wake up and I can't think about anything else but my businesses or, like, how to better them or how to make them I want to just grow them. So, like, I feel like I always knew I was going to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
I was brought up in it,
it definitely sounds like you're not one to be able to, like, put in a box. You know what I mean? No. It sounds like every day you're definitely thinking of something outside the box, something creative, something to put together. Yeah,
it's even hard for me to, like, watch movies or TV because I feel like I always feel like it's something else I can be doing right now. Like, I can't just focus on...
Going. So you definitely probably like the city then because you like the...
Yes, fast paced. Oh, my gosh. I can talk about that forever. I went to Hampton, and it's very slow down there. Super slow. That was the first school I went to.
Yeah, was it an adjustment period?
It was
just being
super
out there?
an adjustment, yeah, for sure. It's way too slow for me.
Okay, so you definitely like the
fast
pace of the city.
Yeah, I need that.
Okay, well, let's get into the studio where we're at. For one, it's a beautiful studio.
Thank you so much.
Lovely art everywhere. We were talking about before. It has a lot of anime. I can definitely like that. Aaliyah, Michael Jackson. Explain to us Studio 723. Explain to us how that came to be.
So honestly, this was at first, this was my mom's. This is where the seamstress used to be. So this is like a passing of the baton, basically. So my mom has a studio. Hers is called Helena Boutique, but at first it was Rodeo Kids. So customized
it?
What's the word I'm looking for?
Redesigned it?
Not redesigned.
Like took it in?
She specialized. That's the word I'm looking for. She specialized in custom clothing. So this is honestly where I grew up. Like this is something.
Okay.
Yeah, like I've been down here since 25 for 25 years. So
oh wow, so you got real memories of
like real memories. So this is so we honestly, me and my sister Devin, we decided to turn this into a rental space and a creative space for artists. So the artist here that are artists on the walls, his name is Brian Mills. He's a dope artist.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, and we have some big things coming for Studio 723. So
okay.
It's like an heirloom, It's like I want to pass this on to my kids as well.
Okay.
So like this is like a pivotal point in my life because it's like to see this come to life is just so crazy. So yeah, it's like
so when it comes to why, if I was to ask you why a studio, like specifically, why did you choose for it to turn this space into a studio?
Honestly, just because of the demand. Like I feel like there's a demand in rental spaces and more intimate spaces. This studio is, and it's a different dynamic. We're young individuals. We have like a great aesthetic, a dope aesthetic in this space. And I feel like, we're more focusing on like what we see. So like I know that like, and even with us, like we need a space that we can like create in and like be able to express ourselves in. So that's why we turned it into a photography lab as well in the showroom. So yeah, so it's like, it's kind of just to see it, and to see it pan out.
Okay. And let's get into it's called Women. I know.
Women, yes.
When did you know that you wanted to get into fashion? When did you know that you wanted to create your own line?
Honestly, like I said, I've been brought up into fashion, and like when I was younger, like I remember probably like 8, I used to make clothing. Like I didn't know how to sew, so I would like hand sew. So I was so like my mom had scraps of fabric around the store and like at this store right here, and I would just pick up fabrics from the store and like hand sew them together. And like I was just so into fashion and like clothing and colors and different patterns. I just always knew I wanted to do fashion for sure. And just because I like was brought up into it, so it was just like it's like in my blood. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's deep.
Yeah, you definitely sound like you was definitely born in it, raised in it. So I could definitely see how that would come into it with you. Yeah. As the spelling, the Y, the WYMON. Why did you choose to spell it that way?
It's because I'm unique. Honestly, I feel like with women, like women are so unique. Every woman is different. So I feel like the definition is a unique individual. Okay. So I feel like I wanted to reach the dynamic of all women, not just one woman. And it's just like I'm different, so I feel like, and everybody's different. So I felt like I wanted to change the spelling of it.
It's dope. When I saw it, I was like, that is so dope. Like I've never seen it. It's like it's definitely creative and it's distinct. Like you can't, like once you see it, you can't confuse it for anything else. So
yeah.
You definitely knock that out.
Oh, thank you so much.
For sure. When it comes to fashion, who are you influenced by, if anybody?
That I can go list and list.
Go ahead.
Honestly,
your top 3.
Right now, or right now?
Top 3 right now.
Okay, top 3 right now. Pierre Moss. Okay. I love him. He's an amazing designer. I love his color patterns and like the way his eclectic fashion. Virgil.
Okay, of course.
Virgil, right?
Shout out to Virgil. Always.
And a Cold Wall. I love their brand. I know they're more so focused in men's right now, but like I would love to like work with them.
Okay, yeah, that gets me into my next question. What's your dream collab? If you had to collab with anybody, dead or alive, who would you love to collab with the most?
I would love to collab with Yeezy and Virgil, like a
Exactly.
collab, like three of them. But what if it's all three of us? How dope would that be? That's different. It's usually just two, you know?
Yeah, and it would be crazy if you were able to get Kanye and Virgil together now to work on something. Right. For sure. Because, they're still friends. I'm pretty sure they're friends, but
But Kanye, that was his protege, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
So I definitely think, that would be dope. But it's good that that Kanye and Virgil, especially Kanye, because people be trying to show my boy Kanye like he's not out here doing his thing. But
he's definitely doing his thing. Season 8 was crazy.
Yeah, it
Season 8
was. I try to put people on, but they have their own thoughts.
Yeah, let them think.
So I know you're into fashion. So I know you're into Fashion Week. Which location is your favorite and why when it comes to Fashion Week?
So I've only been to New York Fashion Week, but I would absolutely love to go to Paris and Milan Fashion Week. Paris it's a whole nother vibe.
I can feel it.
Oh my God. I lived through it. I lived through all the blogs and the videos, but I really want to go to Paris and Milan Fashion Week.
Paris and Milan Fashion Week.
They eat it up. They kill it.
It's turned into a big event now. And shout out to Kanye West, because not saying he put people on, but he was one of the first, guys out there to make it a thing. A$AP Rocky, all of them. They made Fashion Week into this big event. So that's one thing I want to knock off my bucket list, is to go to a Fashion Week. So.
Oh, you gotta come. You can come with me. Yeah,
for sure. Got to do the Paris one though. Do you have a passport?
I do.
Okay, all right.
Okay. You got a passport?
I have a passport.
All right, there we go. We have the money.
For sure, I have a passport. Okay. What has been the biggest obstacle you've had to overcome in your journey as an entrepreneur?
Ooh. The biggest obstacle, I would feel like a team, realizing that you can't do everything by yourself. Mm-hmm. And in the beginning, I started Women in 2016, and I had initially started with chokers. So it was iridescent Swarovski crystal chokers, and it went viral. So I was I was on Twitter, it went viral. I couldn't keep up with the demand. Mm-hmm. And then I wanted to expand, and I realized, you can't be your media. You want to be the designer, media. You can't be the one-stop you want to do everything. And it's it'll drive you crazy. And then you'll feel overwhelmed. It really will. Okay. You'll get so overwhelmed. And it's you feel like you want to stop, but you just can't never stop. And I feel like you have to have strong people around you. Building a solid team and just a solid group. Even if they're not your team, just a solid foundation.
Solid circle.
Yeah, you need a solid circle. Because, they're going to keep you going. They're not even going, there's people around me that won't even let me quit. What you say? What? What'd you say?
That's okay.
So I feel like the biggest obstacle was realizing that I can't do it by myself. And to branch out, network, do what you got to do, push, keep pushing, don't get distracted, keep going. It's hard, but it's rewarding at the same time.
Okay, for sure. I can definitely relate to that, building a team. And I think it's something that us entrepreneurs, when you start, it's something that you don't really learn and the impact of until I think you're later into it.
That is so true.
I would say. Because when you first start, it's I can do it all by myself. Even with me now, I'm just starting to realize, you might have to hire some people to do some
stuff. Yeah, I need a little intern or something.
Exactly. Shifting into another business venture of yours, Good Cooking, Good Looking.
Good Cooking, Good Looking.
Tell me about what made you want to get in the kitchen. What made you want to turn that into a business?
So it's so crazy, this story. So honestly, with cooking, my dad is a chef. So my dad went to school for culinary, but he also ran the business with my mom. So I was always up under him in the kitchen, always just watching what he does and oh, what's that? What's this? But I just used it for me. This is me growing up. So I just always cooked for myself. And being in college, I went to Hampton, D.C. I went to Howard too. So I just had to cook for myself. But how we came up with Good Cooking, Good Looking, my girlfriend is my best friend. Honestly, it was an experiment. She brought over these crab cakes. And I'm these are crazy. We need to...
There's some really good crab cakes from, I think it's called Miss Tootsie's.
Oh.
There's some really good crab cakes there.
Yeah, Miss Tootsie's does their thing. I haven't had their crab cakes, but
you should get it.
Their chicken wings they're bomb.
I haven't had their chicken wings. Them crab cakes.
They're crazy. Oh, you gotta have our crab cakes now.
What kind of crab? Oh, the good.
Yeah,
good
looking crab cakes.
I have to have some.
Yes. So, so it was an experiment. Honestly, what was I about to say? We I just lost my whole train of thought.
You were talking about your dad was in the kitchen.
Oh, right. So yeah, it was an experiment. She brought up these crazy crab cakes, and I'm like, girl, like we need to. Let's just see. Let's just hypothetically see.
Let's see how we do.
Yeah, you know, like let's just see how it'll be. And literally, we came up with the idea that same night. This was probably like 7:00. We dropped the menu at 3 p.m. the next day. We went live at midnight. Dropped the menu at 3 p.m. the next day. By 5 p.m., we were almost halfway sold out. By 7 p.m.,
we were sold out.
We were completely sold out.
People love good food.
And we, like, mind you, we didn't have any pictures. We didn't do any real promotion. We posted the flyer one time. No pictures, no promotion, anything. Our first night, we made, I think, $2,300. Wow. The first night.
Off of just food.
Just food, and it was an experiment. So we're like, maybe we should keep this going. So now we're open Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a business started in the quarantine. Yeah, gotta try it.
So COVID definitely pushed, like you said, I think COVID was pushing a lot of creatives to find new ways. So
yeah,
that's good that worked out for you guys.
Yes.
Why is presentation and look such a big part of the vision for not only just your restaurant, but it seems like for almost everything that you get your hands to, it's a lot of visual. Could you explain to us why that's so important to you?
I honestly feel like content is the biggest thing of any brand. If you're gonna be successful, if you're gonna try to reach the people that you need to reach, content you need, and it needs to be quality content. Mm-hmm. So you can't just have average content. I feel like I want to appeal to the eye. So like our focus is to appeal to you. We want you to stop and watch it. And I know that videos is so important too. So that's why we try to focus more on videos and like trying to get the best pictures or the best content that we can. So I feel like content is like the top. So yeah.
Okay. So out of all your business ventures, which do you enjoy the most?
Women.
I hear it in your voice.
Women, that's my baby. Because that's something that like is solely me, and it was such a big step. That was my first business.
And one thing I will say, I saw when I was looking for it, I know it's only like 5 or 6 pictures I was up, but I can definitely see now that you like Kanye West.
Yeah.
I see his influence in it heavy. Mm-hmm. I was like the colors, the way it all looks, and I'm like the aesthetic, the minimalist type. Yeah. I'm like, I could. This is completely random, but have you seen their bathroom?
Oh, yes.
Kanye West's in Kim's bathroom.
It's like all the same color?
And it's just flat, like the sink is just a flat, their sink is like a flat slate with just a hole in it, and the water just comes straight down. And it doesn't splash. It just...
Oh, that's so...
I don't know. I'm into that type of stuff.
I love architecture too.
Like, it's like, I was like, wow. And then like their tub, like you just like step into it, and it's just a straight drop. It's crazy. It's like super aesthetic and minimalist. You have to look at it's up there. I'll show you. I've
seen the bathroom through like I know Kim like on Instagram when she's like posting a video or something, but I've never seen.
Yeah, I'm really in. Kanye's my guy. So I'll be on the fan page, and they be getting the videos and stuff. So I got to see a lot of nice stuff. I thought you would like it because you were just visual, and I saw the way women looks like with the aesthetic. I was like, you would fuck with it.
Hey, I gotta check it out.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. I see. Oh god,
this is gonna be a funny question.
That's the next question. It's funny though. How do you feel about Black women's place in the business world and creative spaces right now?
That's a great question. Honestly, I feel like Black women are taking over. We're dominating for sure, and I feel like there's so many dope women that I would love to work with. You know, I feel like we're killing it. To tell you the truth, like I see so many girl bosses and black businesses and girl businesses. So I just think we're doing the thing.
No, you guys are definitely doing it. That's why I wanted to ask you, because I will say like. I was even telling some of my people, it's like, it's crazy. Like I'm finding these people to interview, and it's like you got this, you got that. And it's like, it's amazing to see. So I was like, I got to ask her about it, because you guys really are like opening my eyes to it just with me interviewing. Like you guys are really out here doing your thing. Like,
thank you. Shout out to us.
For real, for real. I see you describe yourself as a muse.
Yes.
And I know what a muse is, but why is it that you describe yourself as a muse?
Because I feel like when I get in front of a camera, it's like a third eye opens up. Like I just become this other person. I'm able to like tap into my creative side. Like I'm able, like, see if I'm given it's a cowgirl shoot, I can tap into like the whole aesthetic of what's given. And I like to usually, like, if I'm doing a shoot, I want to know what it's about prior, because I want to like feel
really
it.
Get into it.
Yeah, like I want to feel it, you know what I'm saying? So like I might tap into like music prior to the shoot, or just I'm in it. Like I'm a muse. I feel like I'm a muse for myself as well. Like all my business ventures, like I'm in Studio 723, like, you know, shooting the bathing suits, and for women, shooting for women. It's just like I'm this person. I'm a muse. You know?
For sure. I would agree, for sure.
Thank you.
Do you ever want to get into like acting, things like that? Just being like, as far as just being in front of the camera, do you see yourself doing that too?
Honestly, I am currently working on starting a TV hosting. So I want to start TV hosting.
Okay.
Or like, yeah. So
that.
I don't think acting, I don't know if I could act, but I would love to be more so in front of the camera more, and like just get out there for sure.
Okay. I'm switching it up. Could you define mental health for me? Your definition of mental health and what that means to you?
So I feel like mental health, that's a great question too. It depends on, I feel like, the state of your mental health. Like for me, to deal with certain situations, like right now, I honestly just started doing affirmations. Like I started this probably like a week and a half ago. And I like focus on trying to like love myself more. Because I feel like once you're happy with yourself, you'll be happy forever. And like I know a lot of times people like, you know, gravitate to certain people because they're maybe unhappy. So I feel like mental health for me is just like knowing who you are and trying to like, you know, I guess gather a sense of self. Okay. So yeah.
Okay. And if you could give us a quick message to the youth about following their dreams and following their passions, because I know you influence a lot of people, especially young people, probably young black women, young black girls. Could you give just a message to the overall youth about following your dreams and passions, if you could?
Of course. To stay focused. Stay focused. Don't get distracted by what other people are doing or what you see in the media. And it's so easy to get distracted. Like I understand, and like it was an analogy that my mom gave me. I always use this analogy. The reason why, like in horse races, how they have the horse's face covered, because you're not supposed to look to either side. When you look to either side, it slows you down. So focus on you. Like focus on what you're doing, hone in on it. Become obsessed with it. Like literally breathe it. And if you breathe it, you'll get it. Like, you know, I feel like it's just destined.
Okay.
So stay focused. Be committed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where can all of your new fans, all of your old fans, and people that want to find you, where can they find you at? On YouTube, Facebook? Could you just tell us where they can find you
so
at?
you can follow me on Instagram at Sydney B. Graham, on Twitter at Queen of Sydney, and on YouTube at Stamp TV. So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for the interview. It was a great interview. Thank you for the opportunity.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Again, we have the lovely Sydney Graham with us. This is Savage Time TV. It's a new episode. Check us out on all platforms. Peace out.
Peace out.